For many years I worked at Bristol Aircraft Company, which was known locally as the VAC, eventually moving on to Rolls-Royce and the Concorde. But I've written a poem that I thought you might like because it explains how aviation came to Bristol. And it's called Sir George White, and in brackets, Bristol Aviation. In the early 1900s, aviation took the air. The Bristol Omnibus Company were among the first ones there. They bought a house at Filton, which is north of Bristol town. The Bristol and Colonial was the company they sat down. Its founder, Sir George White, a successful Bristol man, showed tremendous insight with his aviation plan. And so, with just a house, some sheds, and a plot of ground, the Bristol and Colonial Company was found. Operating as a businessman on sound commercial lines, a leading manufacturer in very little time, then built the Bristol Box Kite, a biplane of renown. The Bristol and Colonial was well and truly found. In September 1910, in the skies over Salisbury Plain, the Bristol Aircraft Company was the very first again. History is made that day, for here a Bristol kite became the first plane ever used on a military flight. When the box kite spread its wings, the company came alive, and so they planned expansion with an overseas sales drive. Bristol aircraft soon were sold to Russia, Sweden, Spain, Turkey, Italy and France, a few more we could name. The company's predominance in the aviation field was shown in 1914 when statistics were revealed that of all the British pilots, 80% were Bristol trained, another first for Bristol and enhancement to the name. So soon the military might reluctantly agreed of British aviation there really is a need, no longer just for sportsmen, but a military tool. We rule the seas, we rule the ground, and now the skies we'll rule. The famous Bristol fighter, first true two-seater ever seen, was designed by Captain Barnwell, the year 1916. Another first, the Shadow scheme, parts built by outside firms, the only way the industry could meet production terms. The Bristol Bulldog, Blenheim, Beaufighter, many more, each one an improvement on the ones who had gone before. Coupled with the engines which were built at Bristol too, never have so many owed so much to so few. Then came the post-war era and new standards set again. Reliability and safety within a brand new plane. For passenger comfort, the Britannia was known. Nicknamed the Whistling Giant, Bristol's very own. Growth in the company's business in 1956 resulted later in that year with a divisional three-way split. Each division in control by the holding company, Bristol Aircraft Company Limited, known as the BAC. With many changes taking place, much more than I can tell. Mergers, groupings, subdivisions, restructuring as well. Now known as Rolls-Royce plc, it is a worldwide force. Computerized and up-to-date, for the future it's on course. £25,000 once got them off the ground, but now, today, the value runs in billions of pounds. The forefront of technology and leaders of today, the British and Colonial, have come a long, long way.